Hello, Mélissa.
Hi.
Long time no see. I've really been
I
thinking, I
know.
just wish I could get a chance to hang out with Mélissa again. Uh, for those of you who don't know, we actually have seen each other quite recently. Uh, and we're very excited to be, well, I am. I'm very excited to be here again with you.
Me too.
Great to see. We've got folks in the stream. If you wouldn't mind just dropping us a little note in the comments that you can see us and hear us, that would be great.
Yeah.
Um,
And
this
tell
is
us where you're joining from as well. Sorry to cut you off, Ashley, but I always
yeah,
love seeing where people are coming from.
yeah. I'm on board with that. Let us know where in the world you're tuning in from in your message. My name is Ashley. I'm with the Discover team, and my job means that I get to hang out with creators like Melissa and learn from them and try and be a little bit of a conduit to bring their wisdom to you all as an audience. So I'm very excited about today because we're exploring the next installment of what I have been referring to as like an advanced university degree in Curly
Sorry.
Executive for the advanced university degree for multi-passionate creatives.
I love that. It's the second time I'm hearing you say it, but today I'm just like, you were so funny.
So I'm glad to have everybody here, and we will get started in just a minute. Before we do, couple of housekeeping notes. One, oh, thank you, NK. Oh, I'm from Colombia. Welcome.
Oh, hi.
And can hear us and see us. That's great. Thank you
Perfect.
so much for letting us know. Um, just so everybody is aware, there will be a replay available of this entire event. So if you miss anything, or if you just want to know if you're going to have access to it, you will be able to replay it. You can tune in here on this YouTube channel, Discover's YouTube channel. Notice the link at the very top that's pinned at the top of the event page here is to Melissa's course that we'll be talking about today. So if you want to access that during today's event, just to kind of explore a little bit more, that's available for you. I also will be monitoring the comments and filtering, bringing up questions and things that you want to discuss. So feel free to drop those in the chat, and we will make sure that we cover anything that you are curious about today. Um, and speaking of what you're curious about today, what has inspired you to join us for this session? What are you hoping to learn? What are you curious about? What is your one of your multiple passions that you're maybe trying to turn into a business idea? Would love to learn from you what you're pursuing at the moment. So drop that in the chat. I will meet you there. I'll probably jump off screen so you can see Melissa and her presentation, but I'll still be around. And without any further ado, I'm going to kick it off to our workshop leader today. Melissa, how's it going?
I'm doing well. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for coming this Wednesday morning. It is hump day. It is early in the day. So we appreciate having you here. Hi, NK. It's great seeing you from Colombia. Anyone else who is here live, definitely drop in the chat. I love for these to be interactive sessions. Today's topic is all about what I call my must-have numbers for your business plans. Today we are going to MIT. I went to MIT. We're all going to go to MIT. It is going to be fun. It is a great framework. We are going to talk business plans. People like to say I may snatch some edges today. We have some real talk about business plans and what that means for solopreneurs. So we are going to have a blast. But definitely, if you're here, tell me, what made you join this session today? What are the questions that you have? Because I want to make sure that I answer them as we go through. And with that, let's go ahead and jump on into the slides, Ashley. All right. So we are here. My name is Mélissa Peng, aka the Curly Executive. Hello, Uche. Uche is one of our Club Workflow members. Club Workflow is my membership community, and it is a component that can help us as we go through these courses. I always say, I'm never going to leave you hanging. We always have support. Hi, Tasha from Vegas. Hi, Uche. It's so good to see you live. So today's topic, find your figures. These are our 3 must-have numbers for your business plan. I am not exaggerating. These are our 3 must-have numbers. Today, I am going to introduce myself so you know me. I would love for you to keep introducing yourself in comments. Let me know who you are, why you're here, what you're working on in your business. That'll help me customize this presentation for the folks who are in the room today. We're going to talk about what a business plan looks like for solopreneurs, because many of you may be like, I don't know if I have a business plan. We're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about my MIT framework. I named it after my MBA program, but also it is the numbers that you need for your business. So that was a happy accident for the framework. We're going to use MIT to make choices and drive balance. So we're going to show you how it's not just about numbers that go on a page for your business plan, but how this is going to help you in your life. And then we are going to help you get right before Black Friday. There is a Discover special on my course. For those of you who have been rocking with me, you've seen this course before, you've seen this special before. You will not see it again until after Black Friday. So if Teachable, Discover and I, we are friends and we do this again, you may see it again. But if not, it's probably going to be after holiday. So I want it to be clear that this is the time to get it, and definitely hang out for that. I love it. NK's saying that she is going to start off her career coaching business and she's stuck and she wants to know about the MIT framework. This is going to be perfect because we're not just going to talk about the framework, but about how we get that business plan started. Okay. So this is me. I'm Mélissa. I quit my director of marketing role 3.5 years ago to pursue entrepreneurship full time. So I was side hustling for 2 years prior, but I've been doing this entrepreneurship game for about 6 years. My first company was my hair accessories companies. I started this for me. This is my flower studio. We have a lot of fun. We I make a lot of things. So I started as a maker business. I did this for me so that I had something else to test social media, to get into the space, because I was getting very hyper focused on launches, on emails, and on driving people to in-person activations. That was my secret sauce back in corporate. I have an MBA from MIT School of Management. I don't typically name drop as much, but you're going to hear it a lot today because it's the name of the framework. I've worked at Hewlett Packard, Procter & Gamble, Macy's, NBC, Universal, and 2 small startups. But I have been selling with my mom since age 7. Shout out to all my Avon ladies and my Mary Kay ladies. And I now go by the title of multi-passionate solopreneur. I have 4 small companies in fashion, fitness, and business. They all run at the same time. And I love all of them dearly in different ways. I've set myself up so that I can make money on evergreen for most of my businesses, and I can move back and forth between the businesses because that's how I love to roll. But I want to talk about this picture for a hot second. This is me in Jamaica in 2019. In 2019, I lived and worked from 4 different countries. I traveled with my mom. I ran 3 companies. They were all profitable. The reason I could do that without going crazy, if you look at 2019, there's not a lot of posts on Instagram, is because I understood my MIT. Okay. Also, I am a launch strategy and events queen. I decided to own it. You'll see a bunch of different things I have launched, but this is relevant because, like I said, MIT is the core to our business plans. I have launched everything from fashion collections at Macy's.com to theme park attractions. You see me with my minions. I launched the Despicable Me theme park attraction in partnership with the team, but I did the local launch plan and our email plan. We drove the most ever visits to NBC Universal until Harry Potter showed up. They were very mad at me that day, but also very happy. I've launched luxury fragrance, laptops, all of my personal brands, everything from New York Fashion Week shows, past Paris Fashion Week shows, to truck beds. and packaging companies, right? And so what I'm talking about when I say a business plan, it works across all companies, all types. I'm on my 5th cohort of my launch in full flow. It used to be called Zero to Online. And this is my launch program that helps people get their businesses launched. My coaching philosophy and my clients' goals are a little different. I tell you this because this is going to impact the advice I give you. For me, it's all about happiness and sustainability over money. Now, I like to make a lot of money. We're going to make a lot of money, but I want to make sure that I am aligned, that your business is aligned with your vision, that it's aligned with your work style, that it's aligned with your energy and aligned with your personal definition of freedom. That looks different for everyone. Most of my clients are heart-centered entrepreneurs with a spiritual or woo-woo side. I got a lot of, deep Christians. I've got a lot of woo-woo side people, but these are most of my entrepreneurs. So again, this is really relevant. Even though today we were talking about numbers, it's relevant to this too. If you care about what you're doing, how you're doing it, if you care about the energy, this is relevant as well. Many of my clients are working on manifesting their dream life. Okay. But there's something about manifesting. I believe that you manifesting and manifestations work better when you got a clear vision, an understanding of the actions it takes. If I've got to visualize this thing, if I have to know where I'm going, I got to know the steps, right? And I think manifestation works better with numbers. So this is my personal opinion. I know there's a lot of manifestation gurus out there, but what you're working on, manifesting your dream life, works better with these 3 things. What I've seen with my clients, for most, happiness and sustainability means knowing how much money you need to make and also making how much money you want. I need to know how much money do I need to make so that if I need to turn it up or turn it down, I know I'm making my needs happen. But I also need to know how much money I want to make so I can feel happy and fulfilled and that I'm either there or on the way. Right? That I do what I want every day, but I get rewarded for it. That I'm in control of turning that money dial up or down. M in MIT stands for money. Again, for most business growth and sustained success, you need a plan. Right? For most, business growth and sustained success requires a plan. I say for most because we do have those people who just pop off and they get lucky. But for most of us, we actually need to sit down and make a plan. So my question to you, do you have a business plan? If you have a business plan, please comment, let me know. Do you have a business plan? Yes or no? Do you have a business plan? Don't be shy. Do you know what a business plan is? There's a funny story about this. One of my clients came in, she was killing it. She launched in, I think, a month and a half. She went through our 14-day program. She was bringing in a couple $1,000s a month already, right? And someone came to her and they're like, what's your business plan? And she didn't quite know what a business plan was. She had a business plan. She had what I'm going to call a solopreneur's version of a business plan, but she didn't know how to answer it and it blocked her. And she was so stressed out. I don't know if I have a business plan. What is my business plan? So if your answer to this is, I don't know what a business plan is, that is okay. I'm going to show you where to Google, but I'm also going to talk you through it today. Okay. And then if you have a business plan, raise your hand and I'm going to raise my hand because this has been true for me sometimes. My business plan is results I'd like to achieve with no detailed plans behind it. Numbers I calculated on a paper that I put somewhere, and I don't know where that is. But I calculated them once. I had a plan. Some details I scribbled on a worksheet after a fire workshop. I went into that workshop. I wrote down my business plan. I got a business plan. A PowerPoint deck I made when I first started my business years ago, but I haven't looked at since. I see it me. An annual plan that hasn't been touched since the pandemic. How does that work for you? A set of unrealistic goals for this year that I know I can get to one day, hopefully soon. That one is very real for a lot of people. I've done this too. Why? Because I know how to take the actions That still doesn't excuse me. I still need my plan. I still need to understand my MIT because it does so much more for me than just help me make money. This is the most common solopreneur business plan I see among my clients. And like I said, I'm working with these heart-centered solopreneurs, right? My woo-woo people, my spiritual people. Their plan is launch, promote, and pray. They maybe have a little target in there. I want to make $1 million. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to promote it like crazy, and I'm going to pray. If you were in the launch, promote, pray camp, if you've ever done it, I won't make you call yourself out, but if you feel comfortable, let me know. It's okay. This is what most people do. This is what most people come to me with, to be real. So I went and I Googled business plan. One of the first results is actually this Forbes article. And I cut off the title, but it says business plan for entrepreneurs. That's the one that's hidden in the background. I see some laughing faces. But a lot of them are pulling from SCORE. I purposely chose to put SCORE up there. I absolutely love SCORE. SCORE is a nonprofit group that is funded by the SBA, the Small Business Administration. I do free speaking events with SCORE all the time. I do free workshops with them. They will give you a mentor for free. So I know I'm here, I'm selling you my course. I'm going to tell you that I could be your mentor, that we can work through this in Club Workflow, but SCORE will give you a mentor for free. Go get that one too. Okay. It's a Society Corps of Retired Executives. So these are usually retired executives. Okay. I have a SCORE mentor. So SCORE will give you a business plan template. You could totally get it from the Forbes article, but it's adapted from the SCORE plan. Download the template. Look at the template. People will say the business plan is the first step in starting a business. You don't have a business plan? How you have a business? We're going to debate that a little bit, but this is what goes in a formal business plan. So if you were an entrepreneur coming out and you said, I need funding, right? And here's the rub. Most solopreneurs do not need funding to start. Not if you're starting with your MVP, most of them. But a lot of us feel like we do. Okay? But you would take this business plan and you would say, hi, investor, hi, VC firm, hi, angel investor. Here is my detailed business plan. I need some money from you. And this is what goes in it. The company description. So your mission, your purpose, your accolades, your story, your product and service descriptions and plans. That includes your pricing. If you've tested, a lot of times you're submitting this plan before you've even launched. If you've tested it, all your testing results, your future plans, how you expect that product to evolve, right? What is your MVP? So your initial product, right? Your minimum viable product. All of the marketing plan, the detailed marketing plan. This is my good stuff. The research. Have you looked in your competition, target market research, branding, target customer profile, budgets, planned actions? People will pay thousands of dollars to get this research, the detailed research, just to create the plan. Then your operations plan, which is as simple as how are you going to run the business? Now, if you're a solopreneur, that might be, I'm going to be in my office and I'm going to make these flowers. That is my operations plan. I'm going to create, you can't see it. I have a row of there we go. This is my inventory management system, right? I've got a row of these. I've got 3 different sets of stacked things. I'm going to put my product in there. I'm going to track it in Shopify. This is my operations plan. I'm going to ship it out. Or maybe we don't even have one. Maybe we're just drop shipping, right? So this is some of the items that are going to be on your business plan. A management plan. Who is managing? Who's the team? Cash flow projections. So how much money am I going to make in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Now this to me is very tricky for an entrepreneur. You don't even know your business. Maybe you haven't even started yet. How do you know what you're going to make in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You don't even know how much you're going to make next week, right? Some of you are thinking this as we go through. Most solopreneurs don't actually need a formal business plan deck, but we do need to make sure that we are aware and have done some work on all of the items that are included in one. We do need to do this work. And this is where the miss is. Sometimes we don't do the work at all. Partly because of this, right? Most of us don't have all the data or the experience needed to create a business plan. I've talked to many people. They paid thousands of dollars to get a business plan created, but never launched the business. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you work with that coach. Cool. What do you have? I got this deck. And worse, and when we come back to M for the money, when I look at the deck, it's a business plan to help them create an extra $2,000 a month, which sounds really cool, right? I'm going to make an extra $2,000 a month. But what happens when you quit your job and all you're making is $2,000 a month and you can't pay rent? Most of us don't have all of this. I wrote this slide, but I'm actually going to say you do have it. You have what you need and you have enough. I want that to be clear. But most of us don't have the details you would need to write the business plan for the templates that you're going to be downloading from these places that are going to say, this is the entrepreneur's business plan. For many solopreneurs, the business plan is actually the barrier to building the business. And this is where I want to say, do not let this be a barrier for you. We're going to talk about MIT. I'm going to give you a way at the end of this presentation to get the framework for free. So please use it, but also don't let this be a barrier for you to starting a business, because your time may be better spent creating a business than creating a business plan. So even though I'm telling you, I want you to do this work, if it's going to be a blocker, go make your business happen, but come back to this work. If you've already started and you're starting to see the results, you're starting to see how you feel with your business, this is the time to say, okay, I've now gotten it all out of the door. Let me go back and do this work properly. So starting with your best version of a business plan will set you up for success. Ooh, and it's going fast, fast, fast. So starting with your best version of a business plan will set you up for success. And MIT is at the core of your business plan as a solopreneur. So now you're like, what's MIT? So we are going to talk about the MIT framework. We keep it simple in here. M is for money. I is for impact. And T is for time. So M is for money. I is for impact. And T is for traffic. I don't know why I said time. Forgive me. M is for money, I is for impact, and T is for traffic. These are the three numbers you need to know and you need to track to be set up for success. This should be at the core of your business plan, and I will show you why. But first, I'm going to actually walk you through the MIT framework. So we are going to jump into my course, Launch in Full Flow, so that I can share the MIT framework with you. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. So let's get out of here. And thank you very much. So this is our Launch in Full Flow course. We go through the whole course in 14 days because our goal is to get entrepreneurs launched. So we go through it quickly, but you have a course that you can access for 6 months because like I said, even if we just start the business, I want you to go back into it. But we dig into that for, we do a 42-hour workshop. You spend 42 hours with me over 14 days, and we take you from your idea to launch. And then, as part of it, you get this online course and a 72-page workbook. So this is one day of it. So one day, 9 pages. And this is MIT. MIT feels really simple, but it's going to be crucial for us. So how do we start? 1, money. How much money do you need in a year? You'd be surprised how many people don't immediately know the answer to this. I want you to actually sit down and calculate how much money do you need in a year? How much money do you need in a year to survive? So this is to cover your basic costs and run your business. How much do you need in a year to thrive? Okay, you get to define thrive. And finally, how much money do you want or need to be the full expression of your best self? I tell people to at minimum just double it. Right? And it says reference your dream list because we did visioning before this. But my best self, I will tell you, my best self has a castle in France and is inviting all of you to join me in a retreat in my castle in France. So my best self needs $1 million to buy the castle and a couple million to maintain the castle. So if it wasn't a limit, how much would you need? Why do I care about this? I want you to build a business that can get there, that can scale, that can do the things you need it to do, that doesn't just get you to good, but that gets you to better and can get to best. So I need you to think about how much money do you actually need to do the things that you need to do. What this means is you have to actually know what you want to do. You have to actually dig into that and the financials, right? I had to go and look up the price of my castle. Like I had to say, okay, how much is this castle? Okay. And that you may be like, did she really do that? I did. I got a castle that is saved in here. I can tell you the price point of it. I'm trying to, let's see, look. Hey, I can tell you the price point of it. It's here. It's on sale. I love it. Right? I know how much it costs. I've seen the pictures of it. There we go. There's my pool in the back. Right? I look at it regularly. So this is your input. How much money do we want to make? Okay. I is for impact. So this is what I call an impact goal. How many people do I need to serve to make my money goal? And again, I work primarily with people who are trying to serve other people. We're trying to help people. We're trying to give. So I'm not like, how many customers do I need to sell to? But that's what this is, right? How many people do I need to serve? How many women do I need to help launch their businesses? And then what specific offers are you helping them with? There is a little spreadsheet that we have that goes with this. What's the breakdown? So how many of each are we selling? So again, so if I'm going to help my customers with my membership, right? I've got Club Workflow. I've got a free flow membership. It's $279 a month, right? On average, people are going to stay in there at least 3 months. Cool. I've got my Launch in Full Flow course, right? But I have my Focus Flow program. So this is my higher ticket program. I know how much that costs, right? So how many of these do I need to sell to hit my impact goal? So we actually break down for every single product. What is your target, right? How does it line up? I know I want to get 50 people into my Focus Flow this year, right? And then I have my people break it down. So if I'm trying to get 50 people in it this year, I need to get one person a week. What is the traffic that I need to drive to get one person a week? You following me? So we are literally figuring out how much traffic we need to drive on a weekly, daily, whatever monthly basis to hit the target impact goal, right? How many people we want to serve to then get all the way up to our money. But if I know that in this 12 weeks, Mélissa has got to find 12 clients for focused flow, then I can make a plan around that, right? And I know what my conversion rate is because, again, we're starting to track our numbers, right? But I know how much traffic, okay? So this is the MIT framework. We understand our money. We understand our impact. We understand our traffic. When we know this, we're able to then plan our major goals. But for us, within Club Workflow, within Launch in Full Flow, we plan every 12 weeks. Why? Because if I didn't hit things in that first 12 weeks, the next 12 weeks may not be what I planned. This is where like annual goals can kick us in the booty because we're stacking assumptions on assumptions on assumptions. So we're going to take this MIT and we're going to use it to actually make your marketing plan. So I have a template that my Launch in Full Flow people get that I believe I put in the slides. But this is MIT, right? So we want to understand our money. We want to understand our impact. We want to understand our traffic. That is what's going to get us to an overall plan. And I'll talk you through how that actually then works into everything else that we do. Okay. So we're going to jump back into this presentation. Any questions on the MIT framework? Any questions on the MIT framework as we pull back up the presentation? So again, we said that it was going to be money, impact, and traffic. We understand the money that we need to make, but also that we want to make. We understand how many clients we need to serve. And I want you to get down to a by week. And then what does that traffic look like? Because if I know I need to serve and I need to find my 2 people per week, then I can say, okay, with my conversion rate, that means I need to get 50 people to come through. All right, cool. What am I going to do? I'm going to do, I don't know, 2 webinars a week, maybe. I'm going to post on social media. How many people are coming through? This all starts working together, right? If you can see how this works with your marketing plan, let me know. Say, I see it. Type, I see it in the comments. I see how this works. But these are going to be your core numbers. So many of us don't know this core numbers. So your MIT will actually become a core component in your business plan decisions. Now, some of you are like, I really didn't have a business plan and I'm confused. How does this work with the business plan? So on the left side, I have put, and it's hard to see, so maybe we can remove me from the stream from a hot minute. Thank you. On the left side, I have put the focus areas by day. Okay? Your focus areas by day. So we've literally thought through our vision, our money mindset. This is how I like to take solopreneurs through figuring out their business plan. So we start with our vision, because if you've seen, your vision actually then determines your money, which gets into your impact, right? We then understand our money mindset, right? So the money mindset is there for me because your money goals are impacted by your money mindset. Then we get into target customer, competitive research, branding. Some of this stuff should be looking familiar. A target customer deep dive. So we do all the target customer, competitive research, branding. We think through our goals before we get to the MIT. And then once we pop it into the MIT, we start looking at how these numbers work. What's going to actually happen is we might go back and be like, oh, whoa, these numbers don't work. This is way too much work. Maybe I need to offer something that's a little bit more expensive. Maybe I need to tweak my plan. Maybe I'm selling too many products and this is really complicated, right? And I see we have a product question, so we're going to talk about that, Tasha. But when we get down to the details of the MIT, how many people do you have to impact? There's actually another section that says, how many targets do you have with this? You may be like, oh, wow. So I've got to drive traffic to 3 targets across 20 products. I don't know if I can manage this one. Or, hey, that sounds like a great challenge. We're going to figure it out. But your MIT is going to validate the choices that you made when you were working on your target customer. Your branding is related to your target customer, so it's going to impact that. But then it's going to help you with the rest of your product, your process. Which what comes after MIT is on day 6 for me in this chart. Find your figures and pricing. But what comes after that is, okay, it's going to validate my pricing, my offer, right? How I'm going to even set up my pages. What y'all will see is I'm working on my pages. What you're going to see, and this is why I said this Teachable deal is special, this Discover deal is special. I'm not really going to be selling the courses individually in this way. I'm going to really be focusing on my membership. That's my priority, products. And it's what includes the courses. So the courses are included my membership. I'll be focused on my membership. All of my things will sell the membership. Every so often I'll do this, but guess what's going to happen? You're going to get in here and I'm going to say, upgrade to the membership or buy the membership on top of this, right? There's 2 levels of the membership because that's what makes sense for me. And that's what my numbers are really linked to. This is an entry point for me. So understanding the MIT and really digging in is actually going to help you figure out your strategy. Okay. And so it's really important that we do the pre-work, but it's also very important at the minimum that you understand your MIT, because it's going to validate your plan. But I'm going to tell you, and what I did do is, if you're remembering, like, how does this focus areas by day, how does this launch and fulfill process work with the typical business plan that we give entrepreneurs, right? Our business entrepreneurs, not our solopreneurs. So entrepreneurs, I think we're all entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs looking for funding. I just laid it out for you, right? The company, these are words that we use. The company description, the missions, accolades, that's our vision. That could be a little bit of branding. I didn't put it on there, but that's a little bit of branding too, right? Our product, service, description, plans, Swift, which we taught yesterday, that helps us decide, but that's our offer. That's our pricing. That's our, what I called Swift, but it's the method of deciding between what offers and services work for you. Our marketing plan, that's the target customer research. I have a research model that we do the 6 C's of customer research. And I teach you how to use Google to do the pretty much very similar research to the deep dive research that you're going to get when you pay a company to do it. That's our branding. Operations plan, that's just your team and your execution plan. Management plan, that's just your team. Your financial plan is your MIT plus the 12-week plans on how you hit those goals. Okay? I don't like the cash flow projections. I think you might be getting ahead of yourself if you're a solopreneur just launching and you're trying to figure out cash flow projections and some of the deeper dive items we don't need. So again, I just want to show you how this lines up to what we saw earlier. Okay. It's my launch and full flow program. I based it on the plan. But if you're looking back at the slides as a solopreneur, this is your plan. This is your launch plan. Okay. Screenshot it. You know, whether you work with me or not, here it is. It's the same steps. So MIT, let's get back to that and how it's included in your plan. This is the pro tip. The secret sauce comes in tracking the results of your MIT. So now you have figured out the money, impact, traffic you're going to make. Now you have a detailed plan based on that. Ooh, very good. And then we are going to actually track the results of it. So let's pop up. Can we pop up Tasha's question? Tasha says, if you're a company with many products like a clothing store, what's the best way to measure your impact? Okay. So when you have many items, right, you still need to know approximately your impact is based on customers. So your impact, the MIT, the I is how many customers are we bringing through? So when you sell many products, Tasha, what if you were a company, we would calculate how much is a customer worth to you. So you actually, with a company, you'll actually start digging into like your lifetime value of a customer. I know when I get one customer in my club workflow program, they're rocking with me at least 3 months, typically, usually more, but at least 3 months. And so it's $279 a month times 3 months. One customer for me is worth, right, that amount. So for you, we need to figure out your average purchase per customer. So your average purchase amount per customer is going to get you to your impact goal. If you have some core products, so sometimes, right, we got core products we're selling, right? The $200 Tiffany bracelet is really there to sell you the Tiffany engagement ring. So sometimes your impact, when you're thinking through it, is I just need to sell 20 of my core t-shirt. And if I sell the 20 of my core t-shirt, other things are gravy. So for me, I focus on how many people are coming into club workflow, how many people are coming into my focused flow, my higher level program, and how many people are coming into my basic club workflow membership. I know approximately how long they stay in the basic club workflow membership. And I know that in my higher level program, it's a one-time fee. So I will say that's what I'm selling. That's how I determine my impact. Everything else that I sell is gravy. So if I sell some courses here, it's gravy, right? But really, I'm trying to get people into focus flow. So you may have some core products. If you don't, what I would say is like, okay, every time a customer comes through, I can say that my flowers is just like your clothing store. I have a flower company. In my flower company, we have many different flowers, and they go from, my flowers start at my average price point for a flower is $35, but sometimes they're on sale, right? And sometimes I have smaller ones. So they'll go from $15 all the way up to like $200, $300, $400. I know on average when a customer is coming into my store, they are going to buy 2 flowers, and they're typically going to grab a full price flower and a smaller or a sale flower. So my average is about $47 per transaction. So if my impact goal would be based on knowing that on average, I'm going to have $47 per transaction. If I want to make, $470 a week, I need 10 people. I need to impact 10 people. Hopefully that dug into that. But that is how we calculate our impact goal when we have multiple products. It's based on people and not on products. Okay. But if I only have 1 or 2 core products, how many people do I need to sell these products to? Okay. So, pro tip, the secret sauce comes into tracking. And I just gave you a great example of it. You heard a lot of details. What is my average order? How often do people stay in my subscription? Right? I need to know all these details. I talked about doing multiple workshops. How many people are coming to each workshop? Ashley knows. I'm asking her, I'm like, how many people coming in? How many people stay till the sales at the end? Okay. I'm going to give you a link to sign up for homework. Some of you will be in my, how many people did I get to sign up for homework? This is all tracking. This is the thing that differentiates the true marketers, the pro marketers, from everybody else who's marketing. If you are not measuring, you are not marketing. The first day I went into MIT in our marketing class, there was this, and I was like, I'm here. This is what I know. I'm excited because real talk, I got in at a very young age prior to having corporate experience because I had done so much with my mom. So I got in straight out of undergrad. I was a little special. But when I went in there, they put on, and I was a poli-sci major, poli-sci French major. They put this equation on the board. It had alphas and betas. And I was like, oh my gosh, I barely made it through calculus. I don't know what this means. So for me, it was really important that my MIT framework was simple so that we can measure. But if you are not measuring, you are not marketing. You have to find a way to measure. If you are on Instagram and you have not gone back into your analytics, if you've not gone back and look at their insights page, we're not doing it right. Okay. And I'll tell you why. So companies that you compete with, like when you are a small business, you are competing with major companies. You got a bath and body product. You're competing with Procter & Gamble, right? Procter & Gamble makes all the things, Tide and Crest, like they make everything, right? I worked on a fragrance brand with them. My friends worked on Metamucil and Tampax. They have years of data, and they know the flows of their business. Okay. So this is one of the worksheets that we have. This is the simple version of it, of like, every time you have a launch. So this is my simple planning for the year. I want to know, okay, what's launching when? Do I have core events? Do I have core promotions? Right? So for Teachable, in my column, if you looked at it, it would say, all right, events, Teachable Discover. I know I have 10 events with them. I have a traffic goal, right? I want to get 50 people through per event. That's 500 people, right? Of those 500 people, right? What is my impact goal? Of that impact goal, what is my money goal? But then in light blue, it says actual traffic, right? Actual sales. I go back and look, right? So I need to ask Ashley, how many people do we actually get here? Right? How many leads did I actually collect? And then there are going to be different things I can do, right? I can send a follow-up email series. Discover does that for me. And there's different things I could do to actually make that happen, but I need to track and I need to understand and I need to maximize that. But companies do this and they have years of data. When I worked for Procter & Gamble, they literally could tell you if I get on this part of the aisle versus this part of the aisle in the Kohl's or in the supermarket, my sales will change by this much. If I'm on the top shelf versus the bottom shelf, it will be different. Even though I was a marketer, they had a finance person who literally sat next to me. And he said, okay, you want to do that? You want to post on social media? How much is that going to make us? Right? What is the ROI? What is the return? And we would track every single marketing activity. So when we get into traffic and we start working on traffic, and if you were my client, I'm going to ask you, okay, how much traffic did that drive? Okay. How many people did that impact? How much money did we make? Let's look at it. Okay. This is how we use MIT. Now, MIT can help us with so many things, right? There's so many more things. This is the last thing I told you I was going to tell you. How do you use this to create balance in your life? So I told you earlier, I showed you that picture of me traveling. And I said, I didn't do as much that year, but I got to travel all over the world. I worked, I was happy. I launched a bunch of things, but you didn't see me on social media. You didn't see me doing certain actions because MIT can help me prioritize planned marketing actions, right? I was killing it on Clubhouse. I got 5,000 followers. It was going really well, but guess what? I didn't have a funnel. I was like, this is cool, but it's really hard to sell to these people. I need to set some things up. I'm going to prioritize this and I'm going to come back to Clubhouse. Right? Or, hey, my social isn't converting. And yes, we can totally find some ways to make your social convert higher. But if we know that your workshops are converting, they're killing it, but that social media is not doing as much for you, you get to choose where you spend your time. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, we need to do 3 workshops. You don't have as much time for social media. We're going to do those 3 workshops. And certainly there are long-term considerations. But if we're going to run a company like a company runs and we're going to try to hit our income goal, our money goal, then I need to know these numbers because it's going to keep me focused. It's also going to help me make choices. I hate social. I don't want to be on there. This is some of my clients, not me. I actually really love Instagram. I have a client. She's like, I don't want to do this. Cool. Maybe we don't have to. Let's look into what else is converting high enough. Or, hey, why don't we have you let's do this. We're going to have you do 3, 4, 5 events, and then we're going to cut up those pieces. We're going to schedule that so you don't have to do it. It helps you determine pricing. This is a fun one for me. A lot of time people go, and when they figure out how many of their items they need to sell, they're like, oh, crud. That's not what they say. They say a different word, but oh, crud. I think I need to charge more. Right? I think I need to charge more. Because for me, I could sit here and say, if I can get 2 clients a year in my program with how things flow, if I get 2 clients, every week with how things flow, I got $1 million program. Amazing. That seems really achievable, right? I just got to find 2 people. I can do that. Especially think about some Facebook ads. Ooh. You might say, okay, if I want my castle, I do need a higher ticket program, but it's really important for me to make my program accessible. So I'm also going to do this. It's going to help you make these choices. This is what I was talking about validating the work that we did before we got to the MIT. And then it's going to help you say yes or no to opportunities, right? And it's going to help you understand why you're saying yes or no to an opportunity. Right? I rock out with Ashley. We've been rocking out for weeks together. We did like 10 weeks of these once a week, right? Why am I doing that? 1, I enjoy it. 2, I want to hit my impact goal because I actually want to help people. But also the impact goal is going to get me to the money I want to make too. So I'm like, perfect. Right? If Ashley comes back and says, Mélissa, I had such a blast. I want to do it again. We're going to do 10 more. And we're going to start in October. I might look at that and be like, no, Ashley, I'm cool. The conversions weren't where I wanted them to be. These events are converting at the same as, or my events are converting way higher than these events. I probably won't, Ashley, but Ashley might come back and say, okay, well, what can we do? I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe you can send my emails. The first time I did it, I wanted to get the content, but now actually it's not about like, it's not converting. Okay. So it's going to help you say yes, no, or work with your partners to get you real opportunities. And it's going to make it easy for you to be like, this is not aligned to what I'm trying to do. Sometimes the impact goal also helps us recognize when we're not hitting our target, right? We had one of my clients here and I was like, I don't think your target's there, but we may not hit our impact. We may not hit our money goals. We may be less on our impact goals, but we can probably drive a little bit of traffic and you need the content. So now we know why we're doing things. Okay. I see Vera saying this is great, right? These are the other things that MIT is going to help with. We're going to end on this, and they're just so core to me. It helps you stay aligned with your vision. Who here has fallen for some sexy marketing tactics? I love marketing, y'all, but what most people teach you is marketing tactics. It's not marketing strategy. It's tactics to help you in one area. And it's not necessarily the work that you have to do may not be aligned with your vision of your life. Vera just said, I really don't want to have to do social media, right? In the same way. Cool. Let's use MIT to figure out how we still make that traffic go without doing social media. But also, I've seen people, they're like, oh my God, Clubhouse is the thing. I got to jump on Clubhouse now. Ooh, Reels is going crazy. I need to get to Reels now. Oh my God, they just are allowing LinkedIn stories. I need to do stories now. And you might burn yourself out, and or you may not actually be doing the thing that is aligned with your vision. Now, you may love all of that, me, but MIT is going to help you stay focused. Okay. Keeping your mindset right. This one is huge. Huge. I had a client and I've made this mistake before and it's so hard because you never want to discourage people. But I remember when I first started and I'm looking at it because what you don't see is I have a wall behind me and it has some of my professional achievements and accomplishments. But I had a huge partnership with a beauty box called Onyx Box back in the day. And they were promoting my flower and I got to do the headpiece for the girl on the cover. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to my target of Black women and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to sell so many flowers. And I spent all this money like getting, my flowers have vintage centers. And so I spent all this money buying the vintage centers that go in the flowers and the crystals that I was going to use and all the material and all this stuff. Would you believe I made not a sale, not even one, not even one. Right? And I felt horrible. But the reality is, if I'd actually checked, I could say, oh, actually, she didn't drive a single person to my damn site. It's not me. This is just not a marketing strategy that works. There was no traffic. One of my beautiful clients, Yvonne, she had a deal with a bigger brand when she started, a bigger breastfeeding pillow brand. And she had an event and she had a sale. And right after she launched. It was one of her first sales. And she was a bit disappointed because she was like, I only made one. And sometimes we launch and we think it's going to be huge, right? Right off the bat with minimal work. But also she really did do work. She did a beautiful presentation. But when we looked at the traffic, I think she'd only had like 3 people visit or something really small and 1 converted. That's amazing. This helps you keep your mindset right. This helps you recognize the areas in the business you actually need to work on. This helps you take it off of you and gets you like focus on, oh, I'm not driving the numbers. This thing doesn't do that. Cool. Next time they call me, unless there's something else in it for me, I'm not doing that again. Or I'm going to come in with the right mindset. This is not about money. This is about exposure. This is not about this. This is about that. Right? It's going to help you reduce some tasks. Right? You might say, let me put this down because this is not working for me right now. I'm going to do this and maybe I'll go learn and do that. Right? Or like when you're working with someone like me, a coach, you can come and say, hey, look at these numbers for me. Let's look at these. Let's prioritize. You are killer live. So we're going to do that. This not working for you so much. So we might tweak this. Oh, you really want to do this? Cool. Let's make these changes and see how that works. But this is the thing that helps you cut some tasks out. And this is so important. Getting in flow. I like to use in flow, launch in full flow, club workflow, getting in flow with your business. If you have not run your business for a full year, you don't know how it runs. I have a client that really was killing it in her business. So we're talking multiple six figures, and got used to a certain lifestyle, a certain amount of money coming in. And she hit summer. And worse is this summer, COVID summer. Everybody's like, ah! And her numbers are tanking. And I'm like, you may just have a cyclical business. I don't think people want to do this thing right now in summer. You're going to pop again in a couple months. But you have to understand the flow of your business. Some of us have cyclical businesses. Okay? Exposure doesn't exactly fall under impact or traffic. So exposure can drive traffic, but sometimes you do things for exposure knowing that they will not really drive traffic. So you may say, I'm going to do this because some people that I need to see me are going to see me, and maybe that'll turn into another opportunity later, but you well know it's not going to drive traffic to your website. And it's important to know the difference, because if you know that that exposure is not going to drive traffic, you need to come up with something else that is going to hit your traffic goal so you can still hit your actual impact and actual money numbers. Okay, exposure does not equal traffic. Great question. So knowing your numbers will also help you avoid missing key milestones. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if we'll hear this, and I hope she doesn't curse in it, but let me know if you can hear it.
Means 5-figure week, excuse me.
So this is one of my clients, same client actually, the one with the only one purchase on our website, was disappointed in the traffic. Right now, COVID has been so hard. I always do extra special things for my Focus Flow members. We're doing a money tracking. We're tracking her money every single day because I am forcing her to open her mouth and get out and do her business. And she hit her first $10,000 week. She thought it was a month, but it was the first week in August. So she hit it. She just hit it this August. And what's going to sound crazy is she would not know that if she were not tracking. She would have missed it. So knowing your numbers will also help you avoid missing key milestones. And these are the things, this moment, hitting this moment for her will change her business and her mindset forever, because now she knows she can make $10,000 in a week. She didn't think it was possible for her. And now she is on fire, y'all. She is making so much money. She's kind of like low-key putting me to shame because I'm working on some strategic stuff right now. And I'm like, I got to catch up with you, right? So knowing your numbers will also help avoid missing key milestones. All right. And I think we are at our time. Our time today is almost over, but the party doesn't have to stop. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you are down with MIT, let me know that you enjoyed your trip. You enjoyed your lesson today. Let's give you the special offer for today, and then we'll have a little bit of time for some questions. Boop, boop, boop. Why?
Yay.
Hey, so you have a link. It is going to give you access to my Launch in Full Flow course at a reduced price. What does Launch in Full Flow include? You have the 72-page workbook. Don't be intimidated by it, but it is 72 pages. So you have a whole textbook. We review every single one of my core frameworks. So I have 10 original frameworks. MIT is just one. There are 9 more amazing ones of these. MIT is something I created. You won't see these in anybody else's course. And if you do, you maybe know where you got them from. They will be called the same thing. The same principles may show up, but these will not. I've spent a lot of time designing these. I go through 10 lessons. This is a course that is based on my launch program. It is a live program. We spend 42 hours together and we teach a lesson every single day. And then you have homework. It is set up so that you can get launched in 14 days. So you can go from 0 to launch in 14 days with the online course. That's how it's set up. Now, the work, like I said, we need to go back and do that work. You have access for 6 months, so you can go back and do the work over the 6 months. In that 6 months, you have Q&A support within my community. You also have 1 month of access to Club Workflow, which will give you live support with me. Oh, thank you. Someone said I'm cute. Give you live support with me, right? So I do a Q&A every single week for my Club Workflow members, and a critique where I actually critique your marketing every single week. So you will get a month of that support and 6 months of type of question, and Mélissa answers the question back. I think I may have put a picture in that. And right now, if you join here on Discover, you'll save 20%, and which I think is about $500. And you're going to get our live event free. And so this one's huge because my live event, but you have to purchase in the next week to get the live event free. My live event is $1,500. Like I said, 42 hours. I said that a couple of times. We spend 3 hours working through frameworks and answering questions in the morning. And then a couple days a week, we have Q&A. And this runs for 2 weeks straight. There are replays. Well, you won't need the replays because you'll have the course. So you'll have the course. And this is something I am doing again in September. And this is the deal. It's here. And I believe this is the last time we are slated to teach this. Or to offer this course on Discover until Black Friday. So if you're trying to get right for Black Friday, if you're trying to launch before Black Friday and be good for holiday, this is the time to sign up for this. Your homework, if you're like, I really need that framework, okay? Reach out to me. I will give you the MIT framework for free because you stayed here. This is the link. Find your figures. It'll link to this event, but you really are just going to get the framework, and we'll send you a link to the replay as well. Teachable Discover will send you a link to the replay. But if you want the homework, you need to come here. It is the first link in my IG bio. And then this is my note. My impact goal. You have heard how my impact goal ladders to money too, but I have impact goal. I have a bigger impact goal that includes my free services. So far, we've impacted, I was trying to update it today, so I left out a space, but we're at 3,016 women-owned businesses with our free or reduced price workshops, courses, and grant programs. So for me, I have a free impact goal and I have a paid impact goal. So my free impact goal for the year was hitting 2,021 women. I wanted to make sure 50% of them were my Black women because we make too little in the United States of America with our businesses. Part of the reason is the miss on the MIT. So many of us do this MIT, and the way it's done is I want to make an extra 2K, which turns into 24K a whole year. We need to be doing this for how much money do we want to make when we quit our jobs and do our business. I like to call my jobs my 6-figure side hustles. So I know not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but if you do want to be a full solopreneur, do the MIT for all the money you want to make. If you go and fill out this form, the impact form, that will help me greatly. Let me know how I helped you today. And I think that should be the last slide. Yes. How did we help you today? Do you need anything else from us? I know I went 4 minutes over, but we had a good discussion and great questions already. So I hope that's okay, Ashley.
It is. Yeah, good. Lots of questions answered. And I put the links that Mélissa just shared into the chat here so you can access those quick and easy. Also, like I mentioned, the replay is there, so you'll be able to scroll back and catch some of the kernels of wisdom. Let us know. Please join me in thanking Mélissa for sharing her her MIT framework with us. There were several of us in the chat who were like, yep, the numbers, that's what I'm going to need some help with. So very, very much appreciate your sharing with us. Audience, please join me in expressing our gratitude for that assistance from Mélissa.
And and thank you, Vera. Thank you, Tasha, for asking the questions. I truly appreciate you. Vera just applied for Focus Flow, so she's gonna get Focus Flow and all the things. So thank you, Vera. I can't wait to work with you. I know we had Uche on the line. Thank you for hanging out with us. And I just thank you again, Ashley. My programs would not run without Teachable. So it's so fun to be working on Discover and
love it.
take advantage of this Launch in Full Flow deal. If you're trying to just get the course and get that 14-day experience, this is just, this one is special.
It's a good one. Yeah, I was going to say, I think Vera is maybe, I was touting my expertise as like the number one student of your advanced degree program, because I've been to all these sessions, but Vera might actually be up there with me. I think we should start a study group together.
You guys, you're so funny. But yes, Launch in Full Flow. I'll start pitching it that way. Get the Curly Executive degree. Come and get your Launch in Full Flow.
I love it.
I love it.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. If you like this kind of content, Mélissa graciously joins us to share wisdom and different steps along this business launching journey and being a multi-passionate entrepreneur or solopreneur. So if you want to make sure that you're getting notifications when we have great creators like this joining us, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. You can always reach out to us. Really appreciate everyone being here today. Also, Vera mentioning thank you Teachable, because this is how I found Mélissa. That's great to know. We're always excited when we can introduce new audience members to new creators and vice versa. So keep us posted on what's helpful for you and what you'd like to see in the future. And hopefully we'll have Mélissa back.
You will. That's what I was looking at. We have 6 more of these planned. So like I said, I'm really trying to hit my impact goal, my free impact goal. And so please take advantage of these. We don't do much selling here in mine. We do a lot of teaching, and we are going to do this 6 more times. So if you're watching the replay, go back and watch some of the other ones, but keep coming through, subscribe to Discover, and you will get more of me.
Lots to learn. Thanks for joining, everyone. Very excited to have you here today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Right. Thank you.